Hey guys, so I failed in recording and I'm gonna make mistakes. This is all new to me. So I recorded a whole intro and then a couple of videos with the same microphone that apparently was not working. So I just got a bunch of dead air as far as audio for this video. So this video we are working on the U-joints. We are going to replace both of them on this particular truck. Apparently, the four-wheel drive model with the steel drive shaft is different, has a different, larger U-joint than all the other ones. The aluminum drive shaft, two-wheel drives, and the front drive shaft for the four-wheel drives all take the same U-joint. So this is the only one that was different. So I ordered the wrong ones at first. I'm going to go ahead and keep the old ones, or the wrong ones that I ordered, because I can use them on the front shaft, or I can use them on one of the other two-wheel drive trucks that we have. We've got like 4 or 5 of them, and I have another four-wheel drive that I actually think does need a front U-joint. So we're going to try and just hang on to those and just put them up, because it's going to cost me as much to send them back as it costs to order them. I will say I ordered these off of Rock Auto. They were super cheap. I did end up having to order some more from Advance, and they were like 4 times the price for the exact same part. Now, like a week later, they did end up refunding me part of it, which I thought was kind of weird. I didn't say anything to them. They just happened to do it and credited me back like half of what I paid. So I'm not going to complain too much about them because they kind of did me right on that. So at the beginning of this video, we just are pulling the 4 bolts for the yoke that go into the input, I guess the input for the axle. It's just 4 bolts. These particular ones are a 12 point, so you gotta have a 12 point. I think it's a 12 millimeter socket. Just break them loose. They come out real easy. I've never had a problem with these bolts. They're always super easy to get out in and out. We just break those loose and then obviously pull the drive shaft down and then slide it back, pull the slip yoke right out of the back of the transmission. And that's it. That's all there is to it. It's really simple. And then we're going to take this over to the trailer and we're going to start doing an assessment on it and pulling the old U-joints and putting the new ones in. And we will still won't have audio there, but I will get back on. We'll show you guys what's going on.
scoring on these either, just a tiny little bit. Well, that one didn't have a brake setting on it. Right, and probably was newer. That's right. Yeah, that made me feel better too. I thought you had one that. Yeah, that one's so bad, huh? Grinder smooth, make it pretty again. Yeah, the usual one bad. But I'm not gonna replace one without doing both. No reason for that. Oh, I don't know, it's like, I guess they buy don't you use, when you buy U-joints, don't they usually kind of tell you in a, no? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Alright. So we can get it back in easily. Hey, Booger, I may need to get you to put the truck in neutral here in a minute. Go get the driver's seat, turn the key all the way forward, put your foot on the brake, and pull the shifter down to the end. Alright. Don't start it. Do not start it. Get in, turn the key on, and then put your foot on the brake, the rod pedal, and pull the shifter on the right side till it goes to the end right there on the gauges. You might have to move a few things, sorry. Yes, ma'am. That is what I needed. Alright. Huh? No, wait there for just a minute, okay? Actually, you can go ahead and put it back in park and turn the key off. Just put the shifter all the way back up till it stops. Make sure it goes to the P. And turn the key off. Oh, hang on, baby. Hold on, I might still need it. Might still need to move it again. Huh? I'll tell you when, okay? Alright. Get rid of the port collar. Hold on. Alright, put it back in neutral for me. Now, let's go put it back in park. There we go. The wheels are over there. Good. Oops. Should be. There we go. That one. Yeah. Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah. Who's starting the bolts? We're good. I put the dash back in so I can move now. I'm gonna pin it on the trailer because this was off. Now. Huh? Yeah, I can drive now. I gotta put it back in. I had to replace these things. They're called U-joints. Yeah, these things in here, little crosses, with little caps on them. And they have little needle bearings in them so it can move so that it can be at different angles and still supply power. Then I did the front one too. This one was bad. The back one was bad. And when you heard it shifting, you hear that loud metal pop. That was one of these caps was bad and there was no bearings left in it. Which one was it? It's over there. It was one of these. I don't remember where it was positioned, but it was this one. Right, you want to push stop on that for me? On there. You can use the button on the Osmo that has a cord, the orange one. Just push it.
Okay, guys, so I got everything done. I got the new U-joints in. I put the drive shaft back in. This took me a couple of days because I had to wait on the right U-joints. And then by that time, the whole household was sick. So I had trailered the truck over to my other place so that me and a couple of the girls who weren't sick could stay away from the ones who were sick. So first day back in the truck, I jump in it and I'm headed to town to take the kiddos, the littlest one, to daycare. And let me see if you guys can guess what happens and when it happens. Just watch this next little bit. So what happened there is, obviously we spit a U-joint. Now it didn't come completely out. The retaining clip that holds the caps in, one of those failed. Either it wasn't fully engaged or it just snapped. I know a couple of them didn't look real great, but I was trying to get them all in. I don't know if one just came out or if it broke, but it came out. And then after being in a bind for, I think it was 2 miles maybe, it ended up spitting that cap out and threw the drive shaft over a little bit in the yoke, which caused a huge out of balance thing. And then, we ended up, obviously, I managed to limp it back to the house. And then that afternoon when I got back from work, I tore back into it. Luckily, I already had an extra U-joint laying around, had extra caps and bearings and everything, and we got it all put back together. So this next little bit is me doing all that, putting it all back together again for the second time, and then we're going to drive it afterwards. Alright guys, let's go on a test drive. Alright. Waiting for some traffic, and we will go get her up to highway speeds. See if this U-joint hold, or this E-clip, whatever it is, snap ring, I'm not sure what exactly those are called. See if it holds up better than the last one did. I did seat these a little better, I think. I thought the other ones were seated though, and I made about 2.5 miles, and it spent one of them and caused all kinds of hell. So hopefully we don't have that problem this time. A lot of road noise from these tires. A little bit from the brakes. We got all new pads to go on there. Probably that front U-joint, that front CV shaft's got a little noise in it. We gotta put a new boot on there and put all new CV grease in it. Clean it up. Right now it's cracked open, but it's not like slinging grease everywhere. It's not completely exposed because of where it's broken. So it's doing okay. Let's go down some dirt roads a little bit. So that's the first time I've ever had a U-joint come out on me. And honestly, guys, this is the first time I've ever done U-joints. Every other time I've had to either go have the tube replaced, have a drive shaft shortened to the right length or lengthened or whatever. And when I take it to the drive shaft shop, I just go, put a couple new U-joints in. Because they charge you like $30 and they put brand new U-joints in, and you don't have to worry about anything. So, in the way that works, though, on the older trucks that I had, they just have the little clamps for the caps. They don't have another yoke on the other end. The yoke comes apart and splits where the caps are. So usually it's a little U-bolts or little caps. I think the Chevys is like the little U-bolt strap, U-joint strap, and then the Fords is a cap, kind of like like an overhead camshaft cap, that sort of deal. Just a little metal cap with 2 bolts running through it. So the rear joint's always been nothing for them to change. They don't care, and they just put tape on it to keep them from coming apart. And then the front joint is usually just a slip yoke that drops into the drive shaft. So it makes it pretty easy. They just swap them out, and then I don't have to do anything. This one's a little different because it had a yoke on both ends, and the yoke bolts up to the rear end, which I think is probably more common now. Honestly, I haven't done a whole lot of research on them, but it's already gone up to the speed limit. You guys know what I mean. Testing it this morning when I jumped in it. I literally pulled it off the trailer last night. We put the drive shaft back in Monday, and then Tuesday, which is yesterday, I pulled it off the trailer, and then this morning, which is Wednesday, right? No, Wednesday. I left the house to drop the kiddos off at daycare, and I made it onto the highway, and it made it like a mile maybe, and just all of a sudden a pop, and the most god-awful shake and vibration you've ever felt in a vehicle, at least that I've ever felt, like a consistent vibration. I've had bad tires, I've had bent wheels, I've had all that. I've had bad bearings, bad wheel bearings, stuff like that. Like, I've had all of that, but the U-joint, that was a new one, because you got to imagine, because the cap blew and the drive shaft was like offset by 1.5 inches. Now, instead of it swinging in one spot, it's swinging around like this while trying to rotate in the U-joint. And man, it was a god-awful vibration. So, what we're going to do... Yeah, I should stop there. Oh, there's no more popping when I shift gears from forward and reverse. That was one of those caps I showed you guys earlier in the video, but one of those caps. No bearings, nothing, empty, devoid of grease, and just awful. Well, I almost lost you guys. Now, this was the main problem. This CV shaft, ABS sensor, so U-joints, ABS sensor, CV boot, and brakes. Once I do those, I think the next video, we're going to do the brakes on this, and then hopefully the CV boot and the ABS sensor. ABS sensor is just real simple while we're in there doing the brakes. do the CV boot at the same time. We'll try out those new tools. I know I keep teasing that, and I haven't got to it yet, but I will. It's pretty cool. I really can't wait to try it. It's gonna be really cool. So we're gonna do that. Brakes, and then also gonna do just a simple tune-up. And I say tune-up, we're gonna do like change the oil, change the fuel filter, stuff like that. The plugs and coils seem okay. I've got no misfires. I do have a lean code. I think that's for the probably that one of these catalytic converters. It was rattling, but it's quit. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I think we're going to end up pulling that from the manifolds back to the Y and just pull those down, take a look at them, see if there's any gunk in them, if they're clogged or anything like that, or if they're coming apart, somebody dropped something in it, whatever the rattling was. We'll get that out of there, get it looked at, get it put back on. We should get rid of our lean code. And I've got a really cool something coming up in a couple of weeks, about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. 4 weeks, I think, yeah. So that will be pretty cool. I'll give you guys a chance to come out and look. If you're local and want to see, I'll post up where I'm going to be. I don't expect anybody to show up because I have a lot of you guys following. You guys aren't liking and subscribing. When you watch the videos, we get a lot of people watching, but something like, I don't know, like 5% are actually subscribed. So be sure to like and subscribe, like the videos, subscribe to the channel so you can keep up. Also have some more work on the edge to do. And then once we get this truck kind of dialed in where I want it, when we do the rest of this, we're going to pull those wheels. We're going to polish those wheels and kind of go over all that and how we do that and get them polished up nice and neat, put new lug nuts on. Try again on the center caps. I ordered some, but they were completely the wrong ones. So we're going to try that again, see if I can find the right ones. And then I'm going to go this weekend and pick up a few more parts that I found, or I think I found. Salvage Yard's got some specials going on, so I think I'm going to go pick up a factory skid plate for it. And then we'll get her all cleaned up, get her ready for car show. I know it sounds kind of strange for this thing to be in a car show, but I'm getting kind of proud of it. I mean, I'm doing a lot of work to it, making it nice. We're going to get her looking nice. She's far from perfect and not going to be perfect. I don't see any reason to go through and do anything with paint, scratches, small dings, stuff like that, because it's an older four-wheel drive, and if I do that, I start making the paint really nice, stuff like that, then what's the point of having a four-wheel drive if I can't take it off in the woods, So that's going to be the plan. Just kind of leave the body the way it is now. There's no major damage to it. There's a couple of small paint issues, a couple of dings and dents and stuff like that. I may correct those later on, but right now we're not. But once we get all that dialed in, we're going to go ahead and pull the sticker off. I'm leaving it on until I'm done with the major work. And to me, overwhelming amount of maintenance to me is major work. So, brakes, CV boot, all that stuff, polishing up the wheels, get them looking nice. Once we get all that done, then we'll pull the sticker off, we'll get it cleaned up real good, and get it ready for the car show. It did actually have a dash pad. I was trying to figure out why the Velcro was up there. It had one of those carpeted dash cover things. It was in the back of the truck when I picked it up. I thought it was just an old floor mat. Turns out it is not. So I might try and clean that up, put it back up on there, and cover up some of the blemishes on the dash, and keep it looking nice. It's actually in pretty good shape, probably because that thing was on there. So okay, I'll show you guys what this 1-2 shift is. It's kind of wild. It's a really hard shift. I'm wondering if this thing doesn't have a tuner on it already. pretty good lunge. So I'm not sure what that is. I mean, honestly, it could be a failing transmission. But, I mean, it seems to pull really good. We haven't pulled a lot with it. I pulled a trailer or two once or twice, real empty trailers, nothing big. We've got a rack on the back for now for the we go fishing at the beach. Do a little bit of drone fishing. You guys let me know if you want to see something like that. I can post that up. Trying to catch a shark. So far, I'm catching these big catfish, which is kind of cool, kind of fun, but I really want to catch a shark. Okay, guys, that was it. I mean, we got the U-joints done and tested and working fine. I think we're going to be all right this time. Now, next video, we are going to work on brakes. We're going to do brakes. We're going to do the CV boot and the ABS sensor. And then if we have time, if I'm able to get to it, we'll go ahead and do just the fuel filter oil change, just simple stuff. I may not even do any of that on video, but you guys kind of get the idea. Just want to kind of get it maintenance up, make sure everything's good on it, check all the fluids. I've been checking them. I lost a little bit of transmission fluid driving it around with no rear drive shaft. Got to work on the four-wheel drive a little bit again. It wants to work, but then it doesn't want to work. So right now it says it's working, but of course it said that the other day it wouldn't move. So that's causing a bit of a problem. So we're going to try and figure that part out. And I did do the smoke test. I got the smoke machine. I put it on the truck. I videoed it, everything. And I got nothing. There's no vacuum leaks. It doesn't make sense. The truck acts like there's a vacuum problem. Maybe it's a vacuum pump in here. But, I mean, the reservoir, everything would, like, pressure up. It was pressure up so much it'd blow the hose out. Maybe I'll throw that in at the end here and kind of show you guys what happened. Because the only place it leaked were places I expected to leak in front of the throttle body. Around the air temperature sensor. And then where I had the hose going in because the little adapter that goes in was way too small. I guess it's meant for smaller throttle bodies, cars, stuff like that. But I'll throw that video in here so you guys can see. I didn't find any leaks. It was super weird. Threw me off. Made me start looking at other places. I've swapped out the control system inside, the actual controls. No change. It only shifts the blower, not blower, let's back that up. So the air conditioning jumps to the air conditioning jumps to defrost only under a load around 1500 to 2200 RPMs. Now, if you stay in the load above that, it stays on the windshield, which is super weird, defrost. As soon as you let off and it shifts and the RPMs drop, the load drops, it fixes. It goes back to where it should have been. So I don't know what's causing it. I've tried. I have a feeling there's something going on further down in the system somewhere. I don't think it's electronic because it shouldn't change with the load. To me, that would be vacuum, but vacuum tested fine. So I say when we smoke tested it, I checked all the check valves and stuff. They were all good. The canister, the reservoir didn't leak. It didn't make any sense. I don't know what happened. Now, the other day, the transfer case was shifting into 4 high, but it wasn't, the front end wasn't engaging. The front wheels weren't engaging, except a couple of times for just a minute. And then when you shifted, they disengage, like it's not shifting all the way. So next thing I want to try, I'll probably just grab one from the salvage yard and see if it works, is grab one of the little vacuum valves that actually switches in the front diff. It actually pushes the little lever to engage the front end. So I think we'll try that one next and just see if that helps with the four-wheel drive. Maybe that's where the leak is too, possibly. Maybe that's leaking down there and maybe that's why I didn't see it. for the vacuum leak. Maybe that's why under load and I don't notice. I don't know. So I haven't looked at it real close. So we're going to get down. We're going to look at that. We're going to see what's going on. For now, I'm going to go edit this video and put this thing back on the charger because I had the kiddo helping me the other day. Y'all saw that. And she left the key on. I didn't go back and check it. That's on me. Should have checked it. So until next time, thank you guys. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. There's part of the problem. This temperature sensor isn't real well, but that's all in front of the throttle body. Ooh. A little bit right here. Again, this is all in front of the throttle body. Oh. Where's that coming from? Crankcase. It's coming out of the valve cover. That's the same part there. Okay, so this hose here that runs from the intake down to the valve cover is leaking pretty good. It's got a zip tie on it down there, but imagine that is not functioning as appropriate. Alright, I'm going to turn it off. I don't imagine any of these would actually cause the problems that we're having. All right.